Hello, this is a free call from
An offender at the Women's Reception and Diagnostic Correctional Center.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing really good. Did you get my letter?
I did not. I actually just went through all my mail looking for it, so that's why I'm glad you're calling me.
Oh, okay. Well, it was just about, Erin Lecar had asked me to write you a letter that says that I want you to give her access to my discovery.
Yes,
Okay.
that's all I need to know, is that you're okay with that.
Yeah, I had talked it over with Mom and Dad and her, and I had asked her, I'm like, is it necessary? And she said, to tell the whole story in its entirety, it is necessary. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and okay it.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. That's all I needed. So that way Allison's going to be here tomorrow night, and then Wednesday she can get whatever she needs, and we're good to go then.
Good.
So you're doing good?
I am. Prison is not as bad as I thought. I got a nice, good tan now, and I'm just overall very much happier.
Yeah.
It's prison, but it's a lot more freedom than I had at home.
Right.
So, the next step is going home. So.
Right. Exactly.
And it's all thanks to you. You should be really, really proud of yourself for the job that you did.
Well, ultimately, the outcome is, it'll all be worth it when you finally get home. So
yeah,
that's the main thing. But I'm glad that it worked out to where, you do have some time, but ultimately, in a fairly short amount of time, you'll be home, away from there, but.
Yeah, I got my board date back.
Okay.
When I go see the board for the first time, December 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, and they can't keep me past June of 2025. That's my max date.
December 2021. That's right. I guess that would be right. Because it'd be 8.5. So that should only be a 1.5 year difference between the two.
Yeah.
2021. What is it? Hold on. I'm just doing mental math, which takes me. So they're saying 5 years from now.
Yeah.
5 years and 3 months? 5 years and 4 months?
I think so, yeah. Now, of course, I don't know how this works because I'm new at it, but they, if I see the board for the first time, I won't be out. I won't be in my 85% mark yet, right?
Right, that's correct.
Right, and I have to do that 85%.
Okay, so they could parole you December 20th, 21, but that doesn't mean you'll be released at that point. You wouldn't be released until you hit that magic number. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm
but
like,
still,
I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, like I said, it sounds like a long time, but, I've been doing this job for 9 years. A month from now, I've been here for 9 years, so, and I can still remember my first day here, so.
Yeah,
it goes by really fast.
Time is flying by so much faster than county. Like, I've already been here 5 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
It's longer, I don't know, but it just.
The county's terrible. Not being able to go outside or.
Yeah, this is much, much better, and.
Yeah.
So I've been able to make friends, and at first, when I got into general population, a lot of people on my housing unit knew of my story, and actually there is a girl here that her grandmother was my next door neighbor.
Okay.
So she hasn't told me who her grandmother is yet, but it's a little awkward. But anyway, they had talked about me behind my back, and it was a little hard at first. But once they got to know me, that changed. So they're not giving me hell no more.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, just remember what we talked about. I mean, you're going to come across good people in prison. It happens, but also keep in mind, everybody's there for a reason. So just it's kind of one of those things, just be cautious, but, you have to live there. So you have to make friendships and stuff. Just be cautious because, everybody's got to survive.
Yeah.
So
I'm in a good room with good roommates, and
good.
they taught me how to use the washer and dryer because I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I was just trying to wing it and do it on my own, but I was about to put a whole bar of soap in the washing machine. And they're like, no, you can't do that. So they taught me how to use the washer and dryer, and at first I felt like a lost puppy, but everything's been going good, and I'm learning a lot. I'm surviving, and I just am overall much happier.
Good. I mean, that's the biggest thing is that, you're adjusting, you're getting comfortable, and, I mean, as sad as it is, I mean, ultimately, you are in a better place. You are in a position where you can actually be a functional person now.
Right.
Which it took prison to get you to that point, which sucks.
Yeah.
That's the part that I don't like about all this.
How did Nick's court go? Is anything changed on his front?
No. Let me look. He is... And obviously there's a lot less press surrounding him.
Right.
Christy texted me earlier about Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
Good grief.
They pulled me in the back and explained me that Dr. Oz show had contacted the facility and wants to do an interview with me. And I told them I had to talk to my family before I can give an answer. And Christy told me that HBO said that
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
If I did another TV interview or anything regarding televised, that they'd throw the whole thing out, and I'm not willing to risk all that hard work for something that's much smaller. So.
Oh yeah, I agree. He is still set for trial. He's got a pretrial conference set in September. So. Okay.
Well, I have a TV, so if they televise it, I'll be watching. Someone said that he had gotten sentenced, and I'm like, what? But they released the paper that had came out of when I was sentenced. So I was like, they showed his picture, and I'm like, no, they showed us that awful mugshot with both of us together, but that was a long time ago. But he's not sentenced, I am.
Well, they got an order signed to let Dr. Franks, who is the psychologist that we use on a regular basis, to go in and do an interview with him on August the 10th.
Okay.
So they're probably checking to see if he's crazy, which he's not.
Right. I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, I agree. I think he clearly knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's a master manipulator. So I said, I think at the end of the day, your mother and Nick saw each other in themselves, or saw themselves in each other. When Nick met your mom, he knew that your mom was never going to let you go. And when your mom saw Nick, she saw somebody who was trying to horn in on her space. And that's why, without even saying a word to each other, those two were never going to be able to survive in the same place. Yeah, he's, through everything I've read and everything, I'm pretty convinced that Nick makes all this shit up. That all the, the victor and all that shit is just his way of controlling people and trying to get away with it.
Mhm.
So.
The lady that I'm sure you read the article that came out.
Mhm.
Okay, well, she had asked me how did I feel about him after all of this, and I said, I hope that he gets the help he needs because he needs a lot of mental help, but also he needs to take accountability for what he done, just as I.
Mhm.
That's basically how I explained it.
Yeah. No, and I actually talked with Michelle Dean yesterday, and so far the article has been read by 2 million people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. But she read the comments to me, and they're actually better comments than they were in the beginning. People are really starting to understand now.
Well, and after I read the article, I text her and thanked her for the article. Mainly, obviously a lot of the information had come out about you and your living situation and the medication and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing besides, the two things that she did with that article was, one, she laid the whole story out from start to finish, which was good. It allows somebody to sit down and read from start to finish what happened, which is good because it puts everything in perspective from your side. Right. It lets everybody know what you went through from start to finish. The other thing, too, is that it finally vindicates your dad a little bit, and it lets people know exactly what your dad went through, too, right. Because him and Christy have really taken a punishment, and it's been kind of hard, at least I wasn't really able to say much just because it really had nothing to do with the case. But I think she did a great job of explaining kind of how it was that your dad and Christy were in the dark about a lot of this.
Right.
So.
We're still discussing, in our conversations, from here, we're still discovering different things. Like, she had told me about how many times Mom tried to break up their marriage, and I told her about the baby that was never born, the made-up baby that Mom didn't have. And, we're still trying to piece everything together, and I'm like, one day I will sit down and I will tell y'all absolutely everything, because there's so many questions that I still have for them,
Right. Well, like I said, everything that I've seen, it looks like your dad thought that he was communicating with you more often than you actually had communication with him, because there were a bunch of Facebook messages that Christy showed me, and it was, your mom telling your dad what a wonderful dad he is and all these things, and, we couldn't survive without you and the money you provide and so on and so forth. And then, everything that I read that she wrote to other people was, he was a horrible piece of shit, and he was on drugs, and he didn't take care of his family. And so, it was, everything your dad showed me, it all adds up. So.
Yeah, and it makes sense for us. For you to come in and piece together the different things that we're missing, and because I couldn't get a hold of those Facebook messages, so to have that all proof of what was going on, it just shows me, instead of me thinking in my mind, well, no, Mom wouldn't do that, or maybe she went far, but it wouldn't be that far, it's just proof. And I'm like, did I ever really know my mom at all?
Yeah. Well, and that's the hardest part, is trying to figure out. Obviously your mom had some kind of mental health issue that was behind all of this, but it's, there are just bad people on the planet, and it's reading through all the stuff I read through. It just amazes me the lengths that she went to do the things she wanted to do. The things that she said to the doctors, the things that she said to other people, her ability. It was pretty clear that, like I said, she was checking the medical records to find out if the doctors were we're finding, and that's how she knew that Flasterstein caught on to this.
Right. And which
Was
leads me
because
to the other thing is that Christy had asked me how did I feel about going after Beckerman. And I'm like, there's been a long history there, I've been seeing him for so long that, it's just difficult. And
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
it's almost like I don't want to betray someone's friendship, but this also was done, and if he had stopped it, it wouldn't have gotten to this point,
Right. Well, and the thing is, at the end of the day, you and I had a professional relationship, and ultimately, when I have a professional relationship with somebody, whether we're friendly, whether we chat or whatever, I owe you a duty.
Right.
My primary duty, whether we're friends or not, if I am your attorney, my primary responsibility is to do my job and to be a professional. And, you don't get a free pass as a professional because you were friends. I mean, because at the end of the day, what you said at the end is exactly right. If he had done his job properly and he had investigated your conditions properly, he would have known that this wasn't right, and he could have put a stop to this years ago. Because when he was in New Orleans, clearly your neurologist in New Orleans figured this out, because the doctor that Flasterstein talked to was a doctor in New Orleans, but wasn't the neurologist. It was because he says that in his letter, he says that the doctor he talked to said that the neurologist down there did these tests and said you were fine. So that means he wasn't talking to the neurologist. He was talking to your general care provider. And so if Beckerman had done the same thing, he would have known back then that something was up.
Right.
But then, I mean, his letters that he writes to Dr. Steele, which of course the other doctors are privy to, they get to see those, is he basically is confirming all of these diagnoses that no other doctor has actually bestowed upon you.
Right.
And so he's lending credibility as a professional to things that he had no business lending credibility to. I mean, this would be akin to me as a criminal defense attorney writing a letter saying, oh, everything that your estate planning attorney and your personal injury attorney is telling you is exactly right because that's what the law is. I don't know that. I mean, I went to law school, but I don't know every area of the law.
Right.
He doesn't know neurology. He doesn't. So why is he writing these letters saying, oh, hell, I mean, whether that rises to the level of malpractice, I don't know, but it certainly is, as a professional, I find it questionable behavior.
Right. Yeah, it is.
And ultimately, that's what you pay the medical malpractice attorney to figure out. If he looks at it or she looks at it and says, you need to file on this guy, I would say follow their advice. If they look at it and say, look, there's just nothing here, fine.
Right.
But, I mean, he's not your friend. If he had been your friend, he would have done his job.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing. That at the end of the day, that's the ultimate truth. If he truly was a friend, he would have done his job properly.
Right.
At the end of the day, whether you and I are friends or not, I feel that I did my job to the best of my abilities. And that's what I owe you at the end.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's just kind of my 2 cents on Beckerman, because his letters honestly really pissed me off. So
you have 1 minute left.
Okay, but the malpractice attorney that I gave you, that I gave your mom and dad the name, that attorney was given. That name was given to me by an attorney that I very much trust in that area. So I think whatever they say, I would say is pretty good, because the attorney I talked to, I believe him to be an excellent attorney. So, So, well, I'm glad everything's going great. Sounds like we're going to get kicked off here in a second. So, well, I will get everything to Allison. You know, just you can give me a call whenever you like.
Okay.
It's totally fine.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mr. Mike. Now you
All right. Well, all right. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
The person